I'm Henrik Hvide Jensen, your host for the Circular Economy Excellencepodcast. In today's episode, we are diving into Chapter 5 of my book, which focuses on the second R, Redistribute, and how manufacturers can maximize product utility beyond the first sale. To help bring these ideas to life, I once again enlisted the help of two AI-powered voices to discuss the key takeaways from this chapter. In a linear economy, businesses operate on a seller-forget model. Once a product is sold, it's out of their hands. But in a circular economy, redistribution unlocks new value streams by extending product life cycles through recommerce, reuse, and sharing models. This chapter challenges manufacturers to rethink their role as sellers and stewards of continuous value creation. I explore innovative business models, including product as a service and peer-to-peer sharing platforms, and how digital transformation and logistics can drive successful redistribution strategies. So get ready to hear my AI co-host explain how manufacturers can transition from one-time sales to continuous engagement, why redistribution requires rethinking product design, and the crucial role of collaboration in this shift. Enjoy the conversation.
All right, so we're going to be taking a deep dive into Chapter 5 of Henrik H. Hvide Jensen's book, Circular Economy Opportunities and Pathways for Manufacturers.
Yeah.
And, this chapter is all about redistribution. And, I think one of the coolest things is that it's really packed with insights on how companies are, sort of squeezing every ounce of value out of their products and keeping them in use for as long as possible.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating chapter.
So yeah, you sent this over, and I'm excited to kind of unpack it with you and see what Jensen has to say.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the things that stood out to me the most was just how it goes beyond recycling. We're not just talking about recycling here. We're talking about finding creative ways to give these products a second or third or even fourth life before they ever even reach the recycling bin.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's like the ultimate upgrade for sustainability.
Exactly.
And Jensen really kicks things off with recommerce, which is, essentially the art of reselling pre-owned items.
Right.
And what really struck me was how manufacturers are really having to rethink their whole approach to entering this market. It's not as simple as just like, tossing your old products up on eBay.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. There are a lot of strategic decisions that have to be made. Do you build your own platform like IKEA does with their buyback and resell program?
Right.
Or do you partner with a third party or just let the market kind of handle it on its own? Each option has its own kind of pros and cons.
Speaking of IKEA, Jensen actually mentioned that their as-is section, which is part of their recommerce strategy, handled something like 45.1 million products in 2023.
Wow.
That's
incredible.
Yeah, it's a massive operation. But it makes you realize that building your own platform is not for the faint of heart.
Definitely not. It's a huge investment in logistics, quality control, building that online marketplace. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Partnering with an established platform like eBay or Amazon can be a lot easier in terms of the initial lift. But then, of course, you're playing by their rules and sharing a big chunk of the profits.
Right. Which for a company that's really trying to control their brand experience and everything, makes you wonder if it's even worth it.
It's a really tough question to answer. And then, of course, you have the completely hands-off approach,
right,
like Habitat for Humanity does with their restorers, where they're basically accepting donated items and selling them at a discount, which is a fantastic model.
Yeah, it's a great community initiative.
It is. But Jensen points out that manufacturers kind of miss out on some potential revenue streams and that valuable direct connection with their customers when they go that route.
Right. So it seems like there's no easy answer here.
No, not really. Just different flavors of complexity.
Yeah, exactly. But what I thought was really clever is how Jensen talks about boosting the value proposition of recommerce. It's not just about selling used goods. It's about making them feel as good as new.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Manufacturers are getting really creative with this. Think transferable warranties, certifications to prove authenticity, rigorous quality checks. It's all about giving consumers the confidence to buy pre-owned.
It's like those certified pre-owned car programs, but for everything.
Exactly.
And Jensen actually highlighted how Apple offers a full 1-year warranty on their refurbished products.
Wow.
They're treating them almost like they're brand new.
Yeah, they're really standing behind those products.
And then there's John Deere with their certified pre-owned equipment program They have over 170 inspection points and a 1-year warranty.
Wow, that's impressive.
I know. It's like they're really sending a message that we stand behind the quality of our products even after they've had a previous owner.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't even stop there. There are even more layers to this.
Yeah.
Like, they're offering exclusive deals to recommerce buyers, loyalty programs, dedicated customer support. It's about creating a premium experience, not just a budget option.
Yeah, it's not just about getting a good deal. It's about getting a good experience as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Jensen takes this concept a step further with what he calls recommerce of modules.
Okay.
And this is where the idea of product as a platform really comes into play. Imagine if you could just upgrade parts of your product instead of replacing the entire thing.
Oh, so instead of buying a whole new phone when the camera gets old, you could just swap out the camera module.
Yeah, like building blocks for grown-ups.
I love that.
Manufacturers could even create re-commerce marketplaces for these modules.
That's a really cool idea.
Right. It would fuel continuous innovation and customization while significantly cutting down on waste.
Yeah, I mean, that just makes so much sense.
So re-commerce is obviously just one piece of the redistribution puzzle.
Right.
Jensen also delves into the sharing economy, which is where the focus shifts from ownership to access.
Right, access over ownership.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's about squeezing maximum value out of existing resources.
Right.
And, this is already changing the way we think about everything from transportation to accommodations.
I mean, just look at the giants in this space, like Airbnb and Uber. They've completely disrupted their industries. And now manufacturers are exploring how they can tap into this sharing mindset for their own products.
So we could be looking at a future where we subscribe to washing machines or lawnmowers instead of owning them.
It's not as far-fetched as it sounds.
Right.
Caterpillar, the heavy equipment manufacturer, has actually partnered with a platform called Equipment Share.
All right.
And it allows contractors to share construction equipment, which is brilliant because these machines are expensive and they often sit idle for long periods. So sharing just maximizes their use and cuts down on the need for everyone to own their own.
It's like a library for bulldozers.
Exactly.
And Jensen mentioned that even John Deere's Machine Finder, which is primarily a marketplace for used equipment,
Right.
it actually kind of inadvertently encourages peer-to-peer sharing because it lets users list their machines for rent.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
It's all about finding those creative ways to keep these assets working and generating value.
Absolutely. And this sharing mentality is extending beyond consumer goods and into the industrial sector as well. For example, there's a company called FLXE, and they offer a warehousing solution that allows businesses to share unused warehouse space.
So instead of having empty warehouses just sitting around, businesses can actually generate revenue by renting that space to others who need it.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
It is. And it really highlights how the sharing economy is all about optimizing resource utilization and unlocking that hidden value within existing assets.
Absolutely.
It seems like there's so much potential for manufacturers to benefit from this whole sharing economy concept.
Oh, definitely.
It's about thinking differently about product design.
Right.
Moving away from that product-centric mindset towards more of a service-oriented approach.
Absolutely.
And, really weaving sustainability into the fabric of their business.
It's a real paradigm shift. But by embracing these ideas, manufacturers can actually expand their market reach, lower their inventory costs, position themselves as innovators. They can really attract a whole new generation of eco-conscious consumers.
And what about the data? I mean, think about all that data that you can gather through these platforms.
Oh, no, yeah, that's a gold mine.
It gives you such a unique opportunity to gather valuable insights into how people are actually using your products.
Right.
What they want, what they need. It's like having a direct line to your customers' preferences.
Absolutely. And that data can then fuel further innovation. It can help manufacturers refine their products and services to meet those needs even more effectively.
It's like a continuous feedback loop of improvement.
Exactly.
But, even with all this potential waddle, Jensen does acknowledge that there are challenges.
Of course.
Shifting to a service-oriented model demands a major cultural shift within these organizations.
It's a whole new way of thinking.
It is.
Yeah.
And it requires investment in new technologies, a complete overhaul of their supply chain logistics. And then there's that hurdle of educating consumers.
Yeah, you've got to break those ingrained habits of ownership.
Right? We're so used to just buying and owning things that, shifting to this sharing mindset can be a big leap for some.
Yeah, for sure. But, Jensen points to companies like BMW with their Share Now car sharing service.
Right.
as a prime example of how this can be done successfully. They've created a platform that's convenient, it's user-friendly.
Yeah.
It gives people access to a whole fleet of vehicles on demand.
Without the burdens of ownership.
Exactly. And they're using the data they collect to inform their product development and service optimization.
That's smart.
It's like a real-world demonstration of how the sharing economy can actually drive positive change.
I like that.
But Jensen doesn't stop there. He takes us even deeper into this world of collaborative resource use with industrial symbiosis and eco-industrial parks.
Oh, yeah. These are really fascinating concepts.
They are. It's like they're creating these mini ecosystems where businesses team up to share resources and turn waste into valuable inputs.
It's like the ultimate example of circularity in action. One company's waste becomes another's raw material.
Right. It minimizes environmental impact while creating new economic opportunities. It's a win-win on every level.
And Jensen highlights the Kalundborg symbiosis in Denmark as a real-world success story.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
They've managed to achieve an 80% reduction in CO2 emissions through this collaborative resource sharing.
That's incredible.
It really is. It's a testament to the power of these systems thinking approaches.
And the UNIDO framework for developing eco-industrial parks offers a really helpful roadmap for others looking to replicate this success.
Right. It emphasizes environmental sustainability, economic performance, social inclusivity, strong governance. It's a holistic approach that recognizes that these factors are all interconnected.
It's about more than just reducing waste. It's about building a more sustainable and resilient future.
Exactly. And Jensen also dedicates a significant portion of this chapter to product as a service, or PaaS,
Right.
which really flips the traditional model on its head.
Yeah, instead of just selling a product, you're selling the value that product provides.
Exactly. So instead of just selling a car, a company might sell mobility as a service.
Right. It's about understanding what the customer really needs and delivering a solution that goes beyond just the physical product.
And PaaS can take so many different forms.
Yeah, it really runs the gamut.
It could be a simple product rental,
Okay.
or it could be a comprehensive outcome-based model where the customer is actually paying for the results that they achieve through product use,
I see.
or anything in between.
So there's a lot of flexibility there.
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah.
And Jensen gives a bunch of real-world examples, like Caterpillar has their CCAT rental store,
Right.
which gives people easy access to a wide range of equipment without the burden of ownership.
Yeah, that makes sense for something like construction equipment.
And then there's Free2Move, which is a car subscription service that bundles access to vehicles with insurance, maintenance, roadside assistance.
Okay, so it's a complete mobility solution.
Exactly. It's hassle-free.
I like it.
And these companies are really showcasing the power of PaaS to meet these diverse needs of customers while also driving sustainability.
For sure. And Jensen points out that PaaS allows manufacturers to take control over the entire product life cycle,
Right.
which can help mitigate risks associated with resource scarcity and really foster those deeper, more meaningful customer relationships.
It sounds like a win-win-win.
It really does.
But what about the challenges? Are there any downsides to adopting this model?
Well, of course, there are always challenges. It requires a major rethink of the value chain.
Okay.
Significant investment in digital infrastructure, a company-wide shift towards a more service-oriented culture. And then there's also the educational aspect.
Right. You have to get customers on board.
Exactly. Customers need to understand the value proposition of PaaSes and why it might be a better choice than traditional ownership.
So it's a journey and not necessarily an easy one.
Yeah, but companies like Michelin are proving that it's a journey worth taking.
Yeah, Michelin is a great example.
Their tire management solutions demonstrate how PaaSes can create both economic and environmental value.
They're essentially selling kilometers instead of tires.
Exactly. They take responsibility for tire maintenance, performance, end-of-life management. They're creating a truly circular system.
It's innovative and forward-thinking.
It really is.
But, Parry isn't a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
Jensen actually explores the nuances of partnering with third-party providers to handle the service aspects, which can offer advantages like expanded market reach, access to specialized expertise, but it's not without its risks.
Right. You could end up further removed from your customers.
Exactly.
Which could impact brand loyalty.
And it could make your product more vulnerable to being replaced by a competitor's offering on the platform.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's a balancing act, weighing the pros and cons of each approach.
Right.
Jensen gives a great example with DXC's Evergreen service.
Okay.
It's a monthly subscription for compute power. and they partner with various hardware manufacturers.
So instead of buying and maintaining their own devices, businesses just subscribe to DXC's service.
Exactly, and they always have access to the latest technology.
That's a pretty sweet deal.
It is, and DXC handles all the logistics.
So it's more sustainable too. Fewer PC refreshes, lower carbon emissions thanks to the reuse of devices and those streamlined logistics.
It's a really powerful example of how the circular economy can drive innovation and sustainability without compromising performance.
I agree.
But how do manufacturers know which of their products are actually best suited for this penis model?
That's a good question.
It's not like you can just slap a subscription on anything and call it a day.
Yeah, you need a framework for that.
Yeah.
And luckily, Jensen provides one.
Okay.
He calls it the Customer Integration and Service Intensity Matrix.
Okay.
And it helps manufacturers assess, the level of customer involvement and the complexity of the services required for a particular product.
So, for example, a full service model for something like industrial equipment leasing
Right.
would involve high service intensity and low customer integration, meaning that the provider manages everything.
Okay.
Whereas a basic car rental service would fall on the other end of the spectrum. It's all about providing access to the product.
Right. Makes sense.
And then you have models like Michelin's Tire as a Service, which Jensen calls outcome-based, where the customer is actually paying for the results like kilometers driven rather than the product itself.
Interesting.
And then Jensen introduces this really intriguing concept of manufacturing as a service, or MaaS.
MaaS, okay.
Basically the PaaS model, but for the manufacturing process itself.
So you're talking about accessing advanced manufacturing capabilities on demand without having to build your own facilities.
Exactly. And there are platforms like Xometry and Fictive that actually connect businesses with specialized manufacturing partners.
That's cool.
It opens up a world of possibilities for smaller companies that might not have the resources to go it alone.
Right. They can tap into this network of experts and equipment.
And Jensen points out that this model can further promote resource utilization and waste reduction by enabling the efficient sharing of equipment.
Yeah, it's another win for the circular economy.
It is. But of course, like any new model, there are challenges.
Of course. What are some of the challenges?
Well, ensuring consistent quality across different providers is a big one.
Right. You need to be able to trust that your partners are delivering the same level of quality that you would expect from your own facilities.
Exactly. And then there's the issue of safeguarding sensitive data and intellectual property.
Yeah, those are important considerations.
When you're working with multiple partners, you need to make sure that your data is protected.
Absolutely.
So it's a complex landscape to navigate.
It sounds like it.
But with the potential for such significant rewards, it's a challenge worth taking on.
I agree. The circular economy is full of opportunities for those who are willing to embrace new ways of thinking and doing business.
It really does feel like the circular economy is pushing manufacturers to think way bigger,
Yeah.
about their role in the world. It's not just about making and selling products anymore.
Right.
It's about creating these systems that maximize value and minimize waste at every single stage.
And Jensen really wraps up the chapter with this helpful section on how to actually make all of this happen.
Right.
He lays out a roadmap for implementing these second R strategies, redistribution, recommerce, reuse, in a way that's strategic and achievable.
So it's like a practical guide for those companies that are ready to take the plunge.
Exactly.
So where does he recommend they begin?
Well, he stresses the importance of taking a good hard look at your product portfolio.
Okay.
And evaluating each product for its circularity potential.
Yeah.
Not every product is going to be a star candidate for a second or third life.
Right. It's about picking the right battles.
Yeah, exactly. It's about identifying those products with the greatest potential for a circular journey and focusing your energy there.
It's like a triage system for sustainability.
I like that.
And I think this is where life cycle assessments really come in.
Yeah, they're essential.
By analyzing the environmental impact of a product throughout its entire life.
Right, from cradle to grave.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
can pinpoint those areas where circularity can make the biggest difference.
And design is a huge part of this, too.
Okay, how so?
Well, it's not just about figuring out how to reuse products after they've been made.
Right.
It's about designing them from the ground up with circularity in mind.
So you're talking about things like modularity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Designing products with components that can be easily disassembled, repaired, upgraded,
Okay.
and durability. Building products that are built to last and can withstand multiple life cycles.
It's like building with Legos, but for real life.
I love that analogy.
It just makes so much sense. If products are designed for easy repair and upgrade,
Yeah.
it extends their lifespan, reduces the need for constant replacement.
Absolutely. And it can open up a whole new market for replacement parts and upgrade modules, giving consumers more options and control over their product experience.
So win-win.
It is.
Jensen also talks about the importance of partnerships.
Oh, yeah. Partnerships are key.
It's not always feasible for manufacturers to handle every aspect of the circular economy on their own.
Right.
Sometimes it makes more sense to team up with experts.
Yeah, you're not going to be good at everything.
Exactly. Who specialize in things like recommerce or refurbishment or logistics.
It's about leveraging the expertise and networks of other companies to create a more robust and efficient circular ecosystem.
So it's like assembling a team of sustainability superheroes.
I like it.
Each with their own unique skills and powers.
Exactly.
But even with the best products and the best partnerships in place,
Yeah.
Jensen reminds us that customer education is key.
Oh, absolutely. You can build the most amazing circular system, but if customers don't understand it or see the value in it, it's not going to work.
They need to be on board.
Exactly. And that's why Jensen encourages manufacturers to launch customer awareness campaigns that highlight the benefits of recommerce, reuse other circular options.
Show them what's in it for them.
Yeah, exactly. Showcase the environmental and economic advantages.
Yeah.
Even offer incentives to encourage participation.
Right. People need to be inspired and empowered to make those sustainable choices.
Absolutely.
It's about shifting mindsets and showing people that circularity isn't just good for the planet.
Right.
It can actually be a better, more affordable, and even more enjoyable way to consume.
I agree with that.
And of course, Jensen reminds us that none of this is possible without a solid digital infrastructure in place.
He's really big on the digital side of things.
He is. He emphasizes the importance of digitization in supporting these circular business models.
It's about integrating internal IT systems, leveraging digital business ecosystems, connecting products through the Internet of Things, using data analytics to optimize operations and gain those valuable insights.
So it's like building a digital brain for the circular economy.
I like that.
You're connecting all the different parts, enabling them to work together seamlessly.
And we can't forget about logistics.
Oh, right. Logistics are crucial.
You need efficient systems for managing product returns, handling refurbishments, getting those pre-owned products back into the market.
It's a complex dance.
It is. And Jensen encourages manufacturers to work closely with their logistics partners to make sure everything flows smoothly.
What about suppliers? Where do they fit into all of this?
Well, suppliers are key partners in this journey as well.
Okay.
The circular economy requires a shift in thinking across the entire value chain.
So it's about collaborating with your suppliers to design components for disassembly, refurbishment, reuse.
Exactly. Making sure that circularity is baked into the products from the very beginning.
So it's a team effort.
It is.
And Jensen really makes the point that embracing these second R strategies isn't just about being a responsible company.
Right.
It's actually a really smart business move.
Absolutely. It's about unlocking new opportunities for innovation and growth,
Okay.
while also minimizing your environmental impact and creating a more resilient business model. It's about doing well by doing good.
It's a powerful message, and it really underscores that transformative potential of the circular economy.
Yeah, it's not just a trend. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about business and our relationship with the planet.
So it's a vision of a future where waste is eliminated, resources are used responsibly, and products are designed to circulate continuously.
Creating value for generations to come.
It's inspiring, and it really gives me hope that we can build a more sustainable and prosperous future for everyone.
Me too.
Well, I think we've officially unpacked Chapter 5 of Jensen's book.
We did it.
It's been a fascinating deep dive into the world of redistribution and all the creative ways that businesses are extending product life cycles and unlocking new value.
It's a reminder that the circular economy isn't just some abstract concept. It's
Yes.
happening right now, and it's transforming industries in these really exciting and innovative ways.
So if you're listening and you're looking for some inspiration or practical guidance on how to embrace this circular economy in your own business,
Yeah.
or even in your personal life, I highly recommend checking out Jensen's book. It's a roadmap to a more sustainable and prosperous future for all of us.
And remember, the circular economy is a journey, not a destination.
Right.
It's about continuous learning, experimentation, collaboration. Every step we take towards circularity, no matter how small it is, makes a difference.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of the circular economy.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep those circular ideas flowing.
Absolutely.
I hope you found that discussion insightful. As you heard, redistribution is a powerful way for manufacturers to maximize value for their businesses and their customers and for the environment. If there are 3 key takeaways from this conversation, they are: first of all, you must move beyond sell and forget. Redistribution challenges manufacturers to rethink their business model by ensuring products stay in circulation through reuse, resale, or sharing models. Digitization is crucial in making redistribution efficient, scalable, and profitable. It goes from digital platforms to smart logistics. Collaboration is essential. Manufacturers, suppliers, and logistic partners must work together to create seamless recommerce and sharing models that benefit everyone in the ecosystem. If you want to dive deeper, my book covers the full details, case studies, and strategies to make redistribution work for your business. And don't forget, visit circularpathwaysbook.com for even more resources on building a circular future. Until next time, keep products moving, keep value circulating, and keep finding new ways to extend the life of everything you create.